Love to love. We in the house. It's first take.
You know what time it is.
Let's go.
He's got that intestinal fortitude, great genes. We know what Deion Sanders was. We know what his son Shedeur looked like on a collegiate level. And I'm rooting for the brother, and I hope that he does well tonight.
You know, like you want him to fail. I hope he doesn't. I don't believe he will. And I do believe the opportunity is incredible for him. But I don't like how it's going down.
Stephen A. Smith is back, and this time he's turning the heat all the way up for Shedeur Sanders. With his trademark passion, Stephen A. made it clear he knows Shedeur, he knows the Sanders family, and he's well aware of what comes with having Deion's genes. He didn't just stop there. He emphasized that Shedeur looks crisp, polished, and more locked in than ever before. To Stephen A., this isn't just another young quarterback trying to prove himself, this is a generational talent ready to make noise. And if you're still doubting him, Stephen A. says you might want to think again.
This was a guy that was projected to be a top 2 or 3 quarterback taken in the draft. It just resonates with me that you fall to 144. It's a story he doesn't need to pay attention to. He's on an NFL roster.
Stephen A. pointed out that Shedeur Sanders' draft story doesn't matter anymore. Yes, he slipped from a projected first-round pick to being taken 144th in the 5th round, but so what? He's on an NFL roster now, and more importantly, he's about to start for the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. That's the real headline. According to Stephen A., the only thing Shedeur needs to concern himself with is his game, nothing else. And if there's one thing this young QB can do, it's play. Forget the draft drama. Now it's all about proving it on the field and showing why he belongs. Stephen A. continued, making it clear that Shedeur Sanders isn't walking into a room full of cheerleaders. There are people out there who don't like him and aren't rooting for him. But for Shedeur, that's nothing new. He's been dealing with doubters and challenges his whole life, and every time he's found a way to rise above them. Stephen A. stressed that Shedeur's discipline, focus, and competitive fire are exactly what will carry him through now. This isn't just about surviving in the NFL, it's about proving every single critic wrong and showing he was built for moments like this.
Those people had a problem with his daddy for a multitude of reasons. It affected his draft stock. And so you have folks out here that are not rooting for this brother, but he's accustomed to adversity. He's accustomed to defying the odds.
Kimberly A. jumped into the conversation, adding a different perspective. This, she said, is more of a responsibility than an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders. In her view, the spotlight isn't just about what he can achieve, it's about the pressure that comes with every snap. She warned that even if Shedeur plays well, there will still be those ready to scrutinize, dissect, and find flaws. And if he makes a wrong move, it won't just be him under fire. His supporters, including Stephen A., will be called out too. For Kimberly, this moment is a true test of how Shedeur handles the weight.
He has an opportunity, he has to take it, because every rep he gets, that's all he's gonna have. But I think if he struggles, people will be like, oh, see, Stephen A. Smith was on TV talking about how he should have started, and now look.
Swagoo, on the other hand, saw it completely differently, calling this a golden opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to stake his claim for the QB1 spot. He made it clear that with the right performance, Shedeur can send a message to the entire league that the way the Browns handled him up to this point was flat out wrong. Swagoo didn't sugarcoat it though, he admitted this challenge won't be easy. The NFL is brutally tough, and Shedeur will have to prove himself under intense pressure, especially with the Browns' 3rd-round pick still sitting on the bench. For Swagoo, this is Shedeur's shot to flip the narrative.
Has to look at this as a prime opportunity to now enter himself into the conversation about if the Cleveland, he can make everybody in the world believe Cleveland made a mistake, right? Because the same quarterback that they took 2 rounds prior to him is there as well in Dylan Gabriel. So to me, I don't look at it as, well, he's being set up to fail. The NFL hard. I don't care if you get drafted first. We still talk, the jury's still out on Trevor Lawrence.
Stephen A. wrapped his point by acknowledging that, yes, there are a lot of question marks surrounding everyone right now, But that doesn't give Shedeur Sanders a free pass. He insisted that regardless of the uncertainty with the other quarterbacks, Shedeur still has to go out there and make a lasting impression. Every rep matters, and Stephen A. stressed that Shedeur must prove he's worthy of every single one he gets. In his eyes, this is about earning respect the hard way, by showing snap after snap that he belongs under center and can handle the weight of being the Browns guy. Stephen A. didn't stop there. He took aim at the Cleveland hierarchy, raising pointed questions about potential racism. He made it clear that if Shedeur Sanders goes out, performs well, and still finds himself sitting behind Joe Flacco, then the conversation is going to get loud, and not in a way the Browns would want. Stephen A. warned that such a move would spark serious debate and keep the organization in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. In his words, if Shedeur delivers on the field, there should be no excuse to hold him back, unless there's something deeper at play.
He's on camera saying what he said. Yep. He's right. I'm going to be watching. We all going to be watching. And if Shedeur Sanders goes out there and looks good and somehow, some way, is low on the depth chart because of Joe Flacco's of the world and the Dylan Gabriels of the world, let's just say we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns.
All right, we got more first
We'll leave it at
take.
that.
Stephen A. previously have done proper post-mortem why this opportunity can be set up to fail Shedeur Sanders. Stephen A. argued that he's being framed for failure. Here's why. Shedeur hasn't had a single first-team rep until now. He's been sidelined, not given the chance to build chemistry with the starters, and now, out of nowhere, he's being thrust into the starting role. According to Stephen A., this isn't just a mistake, it's a setup for failure. Something doesn't add up, and Stephen A. is calling it out for what it is. Stephen A. didn't stop there. He made it crystal clear this whole situation isn't being driven by the coach or the GM. No, according to Stephen A., it's Jimmy Haslam pulling the strings. Haslam, at this pivotal moment, is trying to save his own image, and to do that, he's throwing Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback with 0 first-team reps, into the fire. Shedeur wasn't even wanted on this team to begin with, but now Haslam is forcing his hand. Stephen A. argues that it's a calculated move, and Sanders is being set up to fail just to protect the reputation of a higher-up.
Nothing to do with this pick. I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, that wasn't me. That was GM Barry. That wasn't me. The owner sitting up there. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. Yo. Wasn't me. That's what he was saying. And I'm saying, really? That's what we're doing now? That's what you're doing? You're trying to disassociate yourself from a quarterback that's on your roster at this particular moment in time. You give him no first-team reps. He's been working out with the third team, and then you just going to throw him in there.
Stephen A. Smith, however, made his stance clear. He doesn't believe Shedeur Sanders will fail. In fact, he recognizes this as a major opportunity for the young quarterback. But Stephen A. argues that the timing of everything, how it's all playing out, suggests that Jimmy Haslam doesn't actually want Shedeur to succeed. The way the situation is set up, even if Sanders excels, the circumstances will always raise doubts. It's like Haslam is creating a scenario where, no matter what happens, the focus won't be on Shedeur's potential, but on the bigger issues at play.
This looks suspicious. You know, like you want him to fail. I hope he doesn't. I don't believe he will. And I do believe the opportunity is incredible for him.
Stephen A. Smith has been unwavering in his support for Shedeur Sanders, and he made his stance loud and clear. He reminded everyone that he knows Shedeur personally, knows his family, and understands the winning pedigree that comes with having Deion Sanders' DNA. Stephen A. pointed out that while Shedeur may have fallen from a projected first-round pick to being taken 144th in the 5th round, that draft slide means nothing now. He's on an NFL roster and will be starting for the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. According to Stephen A., the only thing Shedeur needs to focus on is his game, and that's something he can do exceptionally well. He also acknowledged that there will be people who don't like Shedeur and won't root for him, but stressed that the young quarterback is disciplined, battle-tested, and ready to prove every single critic wrong. From there, the discussion took on multiple perspectives. Kimberly A. called this more of a responsibility than an opportunity, warning that even success will be met with scrutiny. And any mistake will bring heat not just on Shedeur, but also on his supporters, like Stephen A. Swagu, in contrast, saw it as a golden chance for Shedeur to stake his claim to the QB1 spot and show the Browns they were wrong to hold him back. In the end, all three agreed on one thing. Tomorrow's game could be a career-defining moment. If Shedeur performs well, he could change the narrative and demand a real shot at leading this team. If he's overlooked despite delivering, questions about the Browns' decision-making and possibly deeper issues will follow. Either way, all eyes will be locked on Shedeur Sanders when he takes the field. So, what's your take on all this? Do you agree with Stephen A. that Shedeur Sanders just needs to focus on his game and let his talent speak for itself? Or do you side with Kimberly A., who believes the weight of responsibility and scrutiny will make this an even tougher challenge? Maybe you're with Swagu, seeing this as the perfect opportunity for Shedeur to grab the QB1 spot and prove the Browns wrong. And if Shedeur plays well but still gets benched, do you think that points to something deeper within Cleveland's decision-making? What do you think is really at stake here?